Good morning, YouTube. It's March 8th, the second week of the school. Today I have a special thing going on with my homeroom students. I told you last week that I'm going to make class rules with my students, and I finished half of it last week. And I wanna explain why I have my students write their own classrooms. Well, usually teachers will decide the class rules and explain the class rules to students and apply the rules when they break rules. Well, for me, it doesn't give students a sense of autonomy in that students are given the class rules made by the teacher. When the teacher tries to apply the class rules, students might get angry because he or she had nothing in the process of making the class rule. So I want my students to write their class rules so that they have a sense of participation in the process of classroom management. And because they have put in their input class rules, they won't get angry when the teacher applied the rule made by the students to the student who break the rule. So I will explain how I have my students write their class rules. I had them sit in groups of 4, and for each of students I've given two sticky notes, one white here and one yellow. And for the white sticky note, I told them to write 3 things they wanna do with the class this year. And for the yellow sticky note, I told them to write 3 things that they think that they shouldn't do in class or in the classroom. So basically they have 3 wishes and 3 don'ts. And after each student has written 2 sticky notes, I gave a group 2 pieces of white paper like this and have them put their sticky notes together like this. And after collecting the groups, 안녕하세요. After collecting the groups' notes, I read through them and came up with the lists of the things that they said. This is what they want to do in the class. This is what they said they shouldn't do in the classroom. And for the things they wrote about they shouldn't be doing in the class, we haven't decided the consequences. So today in my homeroom class, I'll be talking about and asking the students to come up with the consequences for each action they said they shouldn't do. For example, the first one on the top list is do not play ball in the classroom. And they're gonna give me some opinions, ideas about what's going to be the result, consequence, if someone is seen or caught playing ball in the classroom. For the second, they said do not play rough physical activity in the classroom. This character here shows how many students said they shouldn't be playing rough physical activity in the classroom. It's almost 32. So I have 32 students in my homeroom class, which means everybody agreed that they shouldn't be playing rough physical activity in the classroom. And I have a bunch of other lists that I want to talk about with the students. These are all from my students' input. So when we decide on the consequences of these actions, I'm going to just apply them whenever I see them doing. For example, I even have a list of what's the consequence going to be for lying to teachers. See, a lot of detailed things. So I look forward to making classrooms, finishing up the rules with my students, and hopefully I could have something to show you next time. Hello YouTube! Today my homeroom class is posting their class rules here. We had a discussion yesterday during the lunch break about what are the consequences going to be for each action when they break the rule. And after deciding what's gonna happen, for example, if anybody's caught playing a ball in the class, I'll keep the ball for a week. And if anybody's seen playing rough in the classroom, the person is going to be grounded for the entire day. After deciding on the consequences, I have my students to sign up. Come here, sign. Sign.
I already signed.
하는 척이라도 해. Like here, like here, like here. So that this is everybody's agreement. We all agree to this rule. So hopefully this will keep us from getting into emotional conflicts when students do something wrong and keep us free of troubles.